what I wanted to show you was one quick slide just to tell you how complicated computation can be in terms of these disputes. All right. So I'm just going to scroll down. I initially thought of showing you these slides, but again, I realize that I'm constrained for time. So what I'm going to do is talk to you about a few formula that I use to compute damages. All right. And the reason I'm mentioning these is, please remember that just because you use a formula in an arbitration, it doesn't mean you'll win, right? You still need to prove actual loss. When we talk about formulae or the formula to be used to calculate our losses for overheads, please remember that you can only claim when you prove sudden loss or that the delay was unpredictable. And simply because you use a formula does not mean you'll be granted those damages. This is what those formulae look like, right? Just to put it out there, right? You have to, it's a complex calculation. And why is it complex? Because you need to tell the arbitrator that, look, this person, I had so much overheads, and then I need to calculate that overhead to my current contract and show what the daily overhead was. And therefore, in terms of the delay, this is the amount of loss I have suffered. In order to prove these overheads, you need to show time logs, insurance, you need to show administrative cost, financing costs, rental costs. You need to show that machinery and manpower was actually available, which means invoices, timesheets, so many other things, right? So this is one formula called the Eclay formula. This is considered to be the most appropriate and most accurate amongst the other two for determining what is the loss that you can claim. However, the problem with this formula is that it does not take into account profit, right? So then you have the Hudson formula, which requires less financial data, and it assumes a certain percentage of overheads into the contract price. Traditionally, this was between 3 to 7%. Okay. What you need to show here is that you could not have gotten any other contract during this time, and only then these formula can apply, right? So this is what the Hudson formula looks like, which is the head office profit percentage into the contract sum, period, and then delay. Again, not to enter into academically why this is right or wrong, but some people argue that when you calculate the profit percentage, you're already accounting for overheads. So this is a double counting method, and that's why it should not be used. I understand that 15 minutes or 10 minutes on these formulae are slightly difficult to A, grasp, or B, for me to explain. The reason I'm still putting these out there is at least the purpose of this webinar would be satisfied that you know something about them. The next time you see them in an arbitration or somebody using them, you would at least know what they are and what they're supposed to do. And the last formula is called the MDM formula, which calculates the overhead cost plus profit. And this H here is the total overhead, and then computes the delay. Again, academically speaking, there are pros and cons. No formula guarantees that you will win the arbitration. No formula guarantees that the tribunal will give you these overheads. But when you're computing damages, when you're computing loss on account of delay or extension of time, they help you assess what kind of loss you're looking at, right? So, like I mentioned, when I was teaching these executives, they had never heard of these formula, even though they had been in several arbitrations in the energy sector, right? So, again, now that you know, at least you know when you're drafting a statement of claim, trying to claim compensation on account of delay, you know to use these formula, or at least see if they apply to you or not.